Today I'm going to start by navigating on a web browser to the Sketchpad website. The URL is going to be at the bottom of the screen, and then I'm going to hit plus to create a new paper. I'm going to make my paper 8 by 10 so that way it is turned portrait or vertically, and hit create. The first thing I need to do is zoom out so I can see the entirety of my paper. Once I have zoomed out all the way, I'm going to get the paintbrush. To find the paintbrush, you're going to click over here on the tools. A tool will be there. Probably the calligraphy tool seems to be the one that always shows up first, but I'm going to switch it over to the paintbrush. Make sure you have it set for the blur at 0 and have it set to paint into your layer. The first thing we're going to make are 2 horizontal wavy lines. These 2 horizontal wavy lines are going to divide our paper into thirds. Once we have made our 2 horizontal wavy lines, you are going to make your name fit throughout the 3 spaces. That means if you have a long name, you will have to divide it into chunks, maybe 2 letters on the top line, 2 letters on the middle line, 3 letters on the bottom line, however you want to divide up your name. I am going to do my last name, Mrs. Woodward, my teacher name, and it's going to fill up those spaces. Mine are going to be pretty close together. Now, if your name has fewer letters, you might want to do your middle and your first name to fill in that space some. Make sure the letters touch the top and the bottom of each space. They should be touching either the edge of the paper or one of the black lines. Now I'm going to switch my paint color to white, and I'm going to make the size smaller, about 6 looks good, and I'm going to zoom in so that way the width of the paper fits the screen. And I'm going to switch back to the paintbrush, and I'm going to add a highlight to my letters. This detail will make my letters look 3-dimensional. By adding this highlight along the edge of just one side of the letters, it will make it look 3-dimensional. Now, you are not tracing all the way around the edge. We are just strategically placing a little white line, like a reflection, on the edge. So I've chosen to make all of mine kind of on the right-hand side of my letters. So if a letter has like 2 sides to it, make sure you always stay on the same side. I'm going to scroll down to the next section, and I'm going to stick to that right-hand side, trying to be continuous with my technique, keeping it consistent so it looks more realistic. This will help make the letters look 3-dimensional. This is just a fun little trick to give our artwork an extra little bit of detail. It's okay if it's not exactly perfect. It still looks fun and cool. And it's okay if you don't get it right the first time. You can always click that back arrow on the left-hand side over there to fix any mistakes you might have created. Again, I'm going to continue filling in all the letters with a little reflection, making sure it stays inside of that black space. Try not to let it touch the white space around the outside. That will kind of impact the coloring effect here that we're going to do in a minute. And I'm going to finish filling those in, and that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to zoom out so I can see what it looks like. Looks good. I like it. And I'm going to get my paint bucket. This is going to be switched to pixel fill. You want it to switch to pixel fill. Then I'm going to tap over here under fill, and I'm going to switch it to radial. I want to use the different radial gradients to fill the different spaces. Now there's a whole bunch of different kinds in here. Try to stick to the ones that have color. Don't use the ones with black, because then it starts to make the lines look like they're blending into the background. We really want those lines to pop out and stand out in our art. So take your time. You can use as many different ones as you want. You could stick to 2 or 3. That'd be fine too. Once all the spaces have been filled in with a variety of radial gradients, you are all done. To save, I'm going to come over here to the left-hand side and click the little floppy disk that says export, and then I'm going to click save. I'm going to save it as a JPEG. I want to set the DPI to 300, and then I'm going to click download. Once you have downloaded it, you can upload it and share it through Artsonia.